Hi, my name is Valeria Matias. I am in speech 1315 and I will be talking about depression in college students. At some point in our lives, we may experience feelings like sadness, loss of interest, lack of pleasure from performing daily tasks and activities, etc. These emotions can be triggered by many things. I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression from the age of 12, and I've learned how to cope with these illnesses, and I will discuss that later in the speech. Depression can be a silent killer roaming through the minds of those you'd least expect it. By the time someone notices, it may be too late, which is why people should learn the signs and care about the well-beings of their friends and peers. What can cause depression in college students, what the signs of depression are, and how to cope with these uncharted feelings is what I will be talking about today in my speech. Many factors of college life contribute risk factors to depression. I will begin by talking about some of the struggles that college students face, which may contribute to risk factors of depression. Nowadays, students face high debt. They want to get an education to better their lives, but they face having to pay back loans with interests when they already were struggling to pay for their tuition in the first place, which just ends up digging them deeper into the hole that they were already in. There are also fewer job prospects after graduation than previous generations, preventing current students from finding jobs to support themselves. I will tie these ideas back to point A by addressing how these situations can add extra stress. Depressed students are at a greater risk of developing problems such as substance abuse. Depressed students are also at a greater risk of developing problems such as binge drinking, smoking marijuana, and doing other activities to help with coping with the emotional pain that they feel, which can cause more harm than good. Signs come in many different shapes and forms, and they can be evident or well-hidden depending on the individual. So what are the signs of depression? Usually some signs are obviously signs of dramatic weight gain or weight loss, changes. Oftentimes people use food as a coping mechanism. Due to this, they often gain or lose weight faster than they normally would if it was in a healthy way. Malnutrition can be very harmful to the body, affecting every other aspect of the student's life as well. Other symptoms include agitation, restlessness, irritability, insomnia, social isolation, mood swings, etc. Mood changes are often one of the first signs to develop. Being there for your fellow peer when you notice these sudden changes can significantly help them. This allows them to feel as though they have someone there to help, kind of a support system in a way, so they have someone there to talk to and they feel more comfortable. I will now talk about how you can cope with these feelings if you are, or college students are experiencing these feelings. Depression affects those you least expect it to, but there are many ways to cope with the way that many students in college feel. Medications have been proven to be successful in helping those who feel as though they might fall in the emotional category of depression. I personally am on it and think that they work great. Also, another coping mechanism is talking to a therapist about the emotions that those college students are feeling has also proven to be effective because they're there to help the student talk and work through their issues. And although many college students are affected by this, it does not mean that they cannot overcome it. There are some ways to cope with depression. Practicing mindful exercises has also been proven to help a lot. Sometimes doing these exercises can help clear the mind or whatever is stressing that individual out and allows for calming thoughts. Strengthening social connections can also be good for the mind and the soul. It allows for an individual to not feel as lonely as they would and allows for open communication to be a possibility. Talking through problems with another individual can help with anxiety and stress. Listing these ways to cope with depression in college students will hopefully encourage those who are feeling this emotion to try these mechanisms. In conclusion, in this speech I have talked about what can cause depression in college students, what the signs are, and what are some things to help a student cope with the feelings that they are experiencing. You may have a sibling, parent, or friend who is attending college. There are many day-to-day stress factors that can cause an individual to fall in a depressive state. Know the facts, the signs, and ways to help and watch over those you care about. Thank you.